Here are the most recent deaths in the national news, as reported at Legacy.com in the third week of June 2025. Legacy.com is where you can find any obituary or publish an obituary in any local community in America and beyond. Actor Beans Morocco died May 29, 2025 in Bakersfield, California at the age of 90. He was a prolific character actor who appeared in movies like Billy Jack, Blazing Saddles, Eating Raoul, and Police Academy 6. Morocco is being remembered as a former member of the San Francisco-based improv group The Committee, and as a familiar face on TV shows like Mork and Mindy, Designing Women, and Murphy Brown. Basketball player David Greenwood died June 8, 2025 in Riverside, California. He died of cancer at the age of 68. He was a star of the Chicago Bulls in the 1980s, a crucial part of the team's backbone in the pre-Michael Jordan years. Greenwood is also being remembered for his standout college career at UCLA, which led to him being the number 2 NBA draft pick in 1979 and an inductee of the National Collegiate Basketball Hall of Fame. Vocalist and songwriter Douglas McCarthy died June 11, 2025 in London at the age of 58. He was the co-founder and frontman of Nitzer Ebb, the electronic group known for songs like Join in the Chant and Fun to be Had. McCarthy is being remembered for his energetic live performances of music that was ahead of its time. A note to remember, sometimes personal information, such as someone's cause of death, is not announced immediately by their family or the authorities. When a cause of death has not been officially confirmed, we do not report on rumors. Every family has a right to their privacy. Businessman David Murdock died June 9, 2025 at his ranch in Thousand Oaks, California at the age of 102. He was the billionaire former CEO of the Dole food company, who built Dole into one of the world's largest fruit and vegetable brands. He is being remembered for his incredible life story. He rose to success from working-class roots and a brief period of homelessness. Murdock was a U.S. Army veteran of World War II. Actress Pik-Sen Lim died June 9, 2025 of cancer at the age of 80. She was known for roles in British TV shows like Doctor Who, Mind Your Language, and Spearhead. Lim is being remembered as the narrator of the Dark Souls series of video games. Baseball player and doctor Ron Taylor died June 16, 2025 in Toronto. He died after a long illness at the age of 87. He won 2 World Series, in 1964 with the St. Louis Cardinals and in 1969 as part of the New York Mets' Miracle Mets squad. He is being remembered for going to medical school after his playing career, then serving as the longtime team doctor for the Toronto Blue Jays. Taylor was a veteran of the Royal Canadian Air Force. Nurse and marathon runner Nina Kuscsik died June 8, 2025 in New York. She died of respiratory failure after a long struggle with Alzheimer's disease at the age of 86. She was a marathon pioneer, the only woman to run the first ever New York City Marathon, the second woman to finish a marathon in under 3 hours, and the first official female winner of the Boston Marathon. Kuscsik is being remembered as an inspiration to generations of women runners. Artist Joel Shapiro died June 14, 2025 in New York City. He died of acute myeloid leukemia at the age of 83. He was best known for his large minimalist sculptures that often looked like stick figures paused in the middle of walking or dancing. Shapiro is being remembered for his many works in such spaces as the Kennedy Center, the National Gallery of Art, and the Museum of Modern Art. TV personality Kim Woodburn died June 16, 2025, after a short illness at the age of 83. She was known as the Queen of Clean when she co-hosted the British reality series How Clean Is Your House? Woodburn is being remembered as a British TV icon who also had a memorable turn on Celebrity Big Brother. Celebrity chef Anne Burrell died June 17, 2025, at her home in New York City at the age of 55. She hosted the Food Network shows Worst Cooks in America and Secrets of a Restaurant Chef. Burrell is being remembered for her distinctive spiky blonde hair and her support of charities like the Garden of Dreams Foundation. Actor David Hekili Kenui Bell died June 12, 2025, in Kailua Kona, Hawaii, at the age of 46. He had a small but memorable role in the new live-action Lilo and Stitch, and he also appeared in episodes of the Hawaii Five-0 and Magnum P.I. remakes. Bell is also being remembered as a brand ambassador for Kona Brewing Company and as the voice of the Kona International Airport's public address system. Singer and songwriter Lou Christie died June 18, 2025, at his home in Pittsburgh. He died after a short illness at the age of 82. He had a #1 hit in 1966 with Lightnin Strikes, featuring his 3-octave vocal range and his distinctive falsetto on the chorus. Christie is also being remembered for such popular songs as Rhapsody in the Rain and I'm Gonna Make You Mine. On June 14, 2025, the United States experienced the first murder of a state legislator in a decade. Minnesota State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark Hortman were shot and killed at their home in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Hortman served in the State House of Representatives for 20 years, from 2005 until her death, and she was Speaker of the House from 2019 until earlier this year. In addition to featuring current deaths in the news, Legacy.com also honors the lives and legacies of notable people who died in the past. Here are some of this week's anniversaries. 1 year ago this week, baseball player Willie Mays died at the age of 93. One of the greatest players of all time during his years with the Giants and the Mets, he was a 24-time All-Star and 2-time National League MVP, who led the league 4 times each in home runs and stolen bases. 5 years ago this week, singer Vera Lynn died at the age of 103. Her songs, like We'll Meet Again, helped boost morale during World War II in the UK for soldiers and civilians alike. She was called the Force's sweetheart. 29 years ago this week, singer and songwriter Ella Fitzgerald died at the age of 79. She was beloved for her renditions of timeless songs like Dream a Little Dream of Me and Cheek to Cheek. Actor John Mahoney was born 85 years ago this week. He died in February 2018 at the age of 77. He won 2 Emmy Awards and 2 Golden Globes for his role as Martin Crane on the sitcom Frasier. Soldier, actor, and songwriter Audie Murphy was born 100 years ago this week. He died in May 1971 at the age of 45. A World War II hero, he was the most widely decorated soldier in U.S. history, and he went on to star in movies like To Hell and Back and The Red Badge of Courage. Every week in the United States, flags are lowered to half-staff to honor the lives of Americans whose communities are mourning their loss. Here are the most recent half-staff memorial flag honors. Flags in Minnesota, New York, and South Dakota have been lowered to honor the memory of Minnesota State Representative and House Speaker Emerita Melissa Hortman. Flags in Kentucky have been lowered to honor the memory of U.S. Army Private First Class Tyler Ray and U.S. Marine Corps Lance Corporal Joshua Guzman Henao. Flags in New Jersey have been lowered to honor the memory of former Mercy County Executive Brian M. Hughes. Flags in Illinois have been lowered to honor the memory of Chicago police officer Crystal Rivera, who died in the line of duty. Flags in Wyoming have been lowered to honor the memory of former state representative Daniel Kinnaman. Here at Legacy, we don't just see big national news headlines. We also see remarkable tributes posted every day of the year for regular people like you and me. Recently, we've been so moved to read the life story of one of the most beloved local barbers in the San Francisco Bay Area. A comedian from Philadelphia who brought laughter to thousands of people telling jokes in both English and French. And a loving Connecticut father whose endlessly creative career ranged from playing in bluegrass bands to writing science fiction. At Legacy.com, any family can publish an obituary in honor of a loved one's memory, online and in local newspapers everywhere. Just visit Legacy.com and select your local community. You can read more about the lives of the people featured in this video on Legacy.com. Follow Legacy.com on Instagram and Facebook, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube to stay up to date on national news deaths.